Okay, so I'm going to be talking about archetypes, literary archetypes in particular. An archetype is pretty much just a recurrent symbol that is found in literature. It can also be a motif. There's two main categories of archetypes, and that's situational archetypes and character archetypes. So I'm going to talk about situational archetypes first. Situational archetypes are pretty much reoccurrent similar situations that happen in stories. So first there's the quest. The quest is what the hero or main character must accomplish. A lot of times it's to bring something back to their homeland, to search for something, to bring something back, to save something. But most of the time it's for the greater good. The task is like a nearly impossible thing that the hero must perform in order to complete his quest. The journey is what sends the hero in search for something. So the journey is kind of like en route to the quest. So these are all kind of tied in. The initiation, the young hero comes into his maturity and kind of has a new awareness or finds out what his purpose is. An example of this is in Harry Potter, whenever he finds out he's a wizard. The ritual, which is the actual ceremonies that initiate his rite of passage. This could be in Harry Potter again, whenever in the house sorting ceremony. It's a clear sign of the character's role. The fall is a descent from a higher state to a lower state. It's usually a punishment, and it includes the loss of innocence. And then death and rebirth this is the most common of all situational archetypes. It's like when the hero is like really down and out, and then he is in a way, he comes back and he has a newfound knowledge from this, experience. There's the battle between good and evil. This is really, these two primal sources, they're seen over and over and over again in pretty much every story. I mean, even in kid shows, like when you think about it, like everything has kind of this, there's always some kind of battle between good and evil. So those are pretty much the most common situational archetypes. Now for character archetypes, the hero is the protagonist whose life is very adventurous, and most of the time his circumstances of his birth were kind of unusual. For example, let's see, like Jesus, he was born to a virgin. Not saying that was just a story, but just as an example. He's characterized by courage, strength, and honor. And the hero will at some point endure hardship and risk his life. Young man from the Providences. The hero returns to his home and heritage where he is a stranger who he can see new problems and solutions. Okay. Another really big one is the mentor. The mentor is found in almost all stories, or a lot of stories for sure. The mentor is an older, wiser teacher to the initiates or the hero. He often serves as a father or mother figure. So also you can think of Harry Potter again, like Dumbledore, for example. A lot of the times there's father-son conflict, a mentor-pupil relationship. There's a friendly beast, an animal companion, showing that nature is on the side of the hero. You always see that, like, for example, in Disney princesses, like, why do Disney princesses always get along with forest animals? It's kind of weird, but anyways. The devil figure, a good example of that would be, I think, Voldemort in Harry Potter. I'm kind of on a Harry Potter theme. The evil figure with the ultimately good heart, so at the end they kind of have a good heart. The creature of nightmare, we discovered that in Beowulf. The scapegoat An animal, or more usually a human, whose death in a public ceremony expiates some taint of a sin of a community. So that's kind of who they pass it off on. There's the outcast, the damsel in distress. Everybody loves a damsel in distress. Sometimes that's the hero's quest, is to save the damsel in distress. The temptress, or black goddess, the unfaithful wife, star-crossed lovers. Everybody loves Romeo and Juliet. Okay, and then last but not least, symbolic archetypes. There's light versus darkness, which is very similar to evil versus good. Supernatural intervention. This is found a lot in Greek tales. It's like when the gods or something are on the side of the hero, so there's supernatural intervention to help the hero. Fire and ice. Fire represents knowledge, and ice is like the desert, and it's just dry and ignorant. The threshold. There's a gateway to a new world, which the hero must enter to change and grow. You can think of that, again, Harry Potter, platform 9 3/4. There's the underworld, a place of death. Haven versus wilderness, like a safe place versus, the unknown. Water versus desert, heaven versus hell. The crossroads, that's a place or time when a decision has to be made or a realization is made to change the ultimate outcome or the course of the story. The tower, the magic weapon. Magic weapon is what the hero needs in order to complete his quest. Fog symbolizes uncertainty. Colors. Colors are used a lot. A story that really uses colors is Mask of the Red Death with the 7 rooms. Red is blood and sacrifice. Green is growth. Blue is positivity. Black is darkness and chaos. White is purity and innocence. And yellow is enlightenment. So these archetypes and traits are found all throughout literature, all throughout the ages. It really doesn't matter what time frame the story or book is written in. These archetypes are always going to be commonly found.